Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. It's been a minute. I've had a lot happening. I'm expecting a daughter in December. I've traveled a bunch with my wife because we want to get some traveling in before we have the kid. I was working a ton and finishing up some projects. I wanted to share a car that I just recently acquired. I found it on Facebook, messaged the guy pretty much immediately after it was posted, and made the deal as quickly as I could. It is a 1985 Euro 745i. This car is a hot grün metallic, and it's got the killer M106 turbo intercooled from the factory car. Second car BMW turboed outside of the 2002 turbo. First car, if I recall, with ABS. And what else did it have for the first? Knock sensors. First car with knock sensors. Thank you, Mike Otati, for that little piece of information. So it has been sitting for a very long time. Over 2 decades. Last time this car was registered was in 2000. Last time this car saw the road was probably before I bought it, because I was trying to get it running, I imagine, and he just couldn't, to try to sell it for more. However, the rest of the car is impeccably clean. This car was in a garage likely for his whole life. See how dirty it is because it's been sitting. A lot of this dust was probably because of when it was on the trailer from the East Coast. This car was imported into Maryland by a gentleman who worked for the Department of Defense. That's how he was able to import the car. I think what happened is that he passed away and his wife didn't want to touch it, so it sat in the garage until it was sold in an estate sale, where it was then essentially sold to me. It is the anthracite buffalo leather interior. It does not have the executive package. Let's take this down. Hold on. Okay, that's better. Now that that's out of the way, let's check this out one more time. This is the buffalo leather anthracite. There's also brown that you could get, brown buffalo leather. This is the anthracite buffalo. Everything is like shockingly well preserved, and in like, look at all these, the sills, all the rubber. Granted, this thing had probably an interior wipe down from a detailer, because I'm sure it had probably a little bit of interior mold, which you could still see there from when it was sitting. I don't know what type of garage it was in, but it was in some type of covered garage, because the paint is in, like, aside from it just being a little, swirly kind of, is in super good condition. There's almost zero dings on the car. It's just dirt filthy. And all the paint is in excellent condition. No clear coat failing anywhere. No repaints from what I can tell. You can see though, I mean, even in here, everything is just spotless. You can see though, rusty gas tank. It stinks. It is super bad gas. But everything else in here is incredibly clean, and it does not run. So we're not even gonna bother. But 59,106 miles, which is super cool. This was a federalized car, so it did get side markers and front and rear, which you can see right there in the nose. It's kind of a bummer because they did it into the body, so they drilled into the body here and then put these side markers on each side. However, everything else on this car is Euro. It has SLS in the rear. It has this absolutely beautiful large trunk. It has the retractable rear shade, and it doesn't have the executive package, but it does have this, which is super cool. You can control front seat from the back to really just mess with your mom or dad. No, it wouldn't be mom or dad in the front seat. It would just be your driver and you sitting in the back controlling your radio from your handrest. But all the wood trim in here is absolutely perfect. Look at that. Majority of all the leather is really in great shape. There's just a little bit of sun staining from a couple of areas, But other than that, it's all soft and plush and ridiculously comfortable. All the seatbelts are in great shape. The headliner's great. That is that looks like more wear than there actually is there. It's coming through the camera kind of odd. That looks like where someone would just hit their head as they came in, but it's not actually worn really. It's not that bad anyways. But yeah, headliner's in great shape. Everything works so far. Let's pop the hood, because that's always exciting. Release! Oh, I had to yell at it. And then just take a gander. Look at how shiny everything still is. Okay, yes, it's probably had a quick detail, but I'm just talking about like the condition of everything here. Like the zinc, all the hoses are in fairly good condition. Everything is clean and complete. Wires aren't frayed. Caps are still here. You know, it's like, it blows my mind how complete the whole car is. This did have headlight washer at some point. The whole system's there. It's just the washers that are missing, and this is now Euro sealed beams instead of, US sealed beams instead of Euro. So those are swapped over during the federalization. So I'll find some Euro ones, swap those over, and then also find the washer blades. But I mean, the scoop to cool the turbo, and I was told there's a blower behind there. The fog lights are in great shape. The fog lights aren't cracked. The whole lower valance is not cracked or chipped. The Euro bumper's in great shape. The glass is all in great shape. The only damage on the body is right here, and it's this little teeny crease and this little crease right there. That is the only damage on the whole body. Thankfully, it didn't really hit this chrome strip. Just a little teeny nick there. But other than that, the whole body is like perfect. But yeah, just check out a little bit more of this engine bay. Man, the light is not great. But let's see if we can see the intercooler. Oh, I removed the section of the airbox. It's in the trunk. I was just checking out the air filter. I was seeing if I could see the date code. But look at that intercooler. How cool BMW did this from the factory back in the day. Intercooled, turbo, and if you can see that snout right there, that is the cooler for the turbo. So you turn the car off, there's a sensor on the other side right there that if it's warm enough, turns a blower on that little duct underneath that I just showed, and it blows air onto the turbo. The tech in this thing is just blows my mind. It blows my mind. For 1985, it's just absolutely unreal. There is some cool stuff back here. Let's listen to this one thing. You don't get that anymore. Heavy, heavy doors. Solid motherfuckers. You don't get that. Okay, so while I was back here the other day, I found all sorts of fun goodies. This was hidden down at the bottom of the driver's rear pocket. Look at that date. August 19th, 1987. Mercedes 190D. The magazines were cool in the glove box actually too. There is this, the McDonald's pepper packet from 1983. So this is a time capsule car through and through. Dash is perfect. No cracks in the dash. There is a super, super tiny crack up there. You can barely see it there. But Euro everything. It's got the 4-speed sport or economy or 321 trans, which is really cool. It's just nonstop cool with this car, I'm telling you. Cannot wait to drive this thing around. So anyways, there's a quick walk around. Maybe not so quick, but I'm excited. I could sit there for 30 minutes to talk about this car. There's a walk around of my new to me 1985 745i. It is getting an M. Automatic transmission. I'm here to enhance. I'm here to bring plus to the OEM world. So keep track of this on my social media page, checkmate_E30. And you have a fantastic day.